Hello and welcome to Glanbia's Dairy Focus. I'm currently at Living Proof future farmer Donal Cavanagh's for a pre-breeding farm walk, and I'm actually in his dry cow shed with the last of the spring calving dry cows still behind me. Now, with calving coming to an end soon, we have to start thinking about the next breeding season again, and that's why the pre-breeding prep is a very important time of year. If you want more in-depth detail on how you can prepare cows and heifers coming up to the breeding season, you can watch a video later on in this episode. But what we also want to focus on for a breeding season is the use of sexed semen in your cows and heifers. So we've spoken to our friends at Dovea Genetics about how to use sexed semen in your herd during the spring breeding season.
Hello everyone, Niall Duffy here from Dovea. So I'm joined here with Padraig Carew from the lab. So together we're going to put together some tips and an update on the sex semen here at Dovea this season. So there was a huge demand for the sex semen this year in spring 2022. So a lot of farmers at this stage have their sex semen ordered or are sitting in a tank or with a technician. So I'm just going to touch a little bit on some tips for farmers, and Padraig's going to talk about timing and handling of AI. So first of all, I think a lot of farmers have got semen in their pot, so I think it's about making the best use of that sex semen and targeting it onto cows, heifers that are going to give you the best opportunity of conception. So I would be saying use it on cows that are trouble-free, that are healthy cows with no difficulties or problems calving, that also have shown maybe one or two heats previous to the start of breeding. So you really want to be using it to get maximum conception with it. A lot of farmers are getting up and, Paddy touched on, a lot of farmers are getting, with heifers especially, 65%. So, while there's also huge variation, but I think there's a lot of work that farmers can do in terms of heat detection and also in terms of management of nutrition previous to that, and just really be selective on who gets the sex semen to make best use of it. So that's my tip, and I also consult with your vets, and so maybe Paul, you could touch a little bit on the other side of it apart from the
Yeah, so I suppose it's important to recognise the Sex Ultra 4M. It's probably the most popular product worldwide, and it has been used in the Chagas trials, and they have done the trials with the figures that we have looked at. Conception rates are looking at about 82 to 84% of conventional rates. So if you're getting 60% on your conventional, you're looking at maybe 50% with sex semen. So it's important that every farmer can maximise or optimise the conception rates they can achieve on farm. So I suppose one of the key things we're looking at is the timing of AI. So recommendations have been put out of 14 to 20 hours after the onset of heat. So our important tip there is to be regularly heat detecting a couple of times a day to establish when your onset of heat occurs, and then you can allow for your 14 to 20 hours after the onset for optimum timing, rather than 12 hours, which is standard procedure for conventional semen. Along with that, it's important maybe to target the first 3 weeks of the breeding season, and any cows that repeat then can get another straw and still be calving early. Our other point on straw handling and thawing is straw should be thawed for 45 seconds at 35 to 37 degrees Celsius. No more than 2 straws should be thawed at once. This is to allow for insemination to be completed within 5 minutes of thawing the straw. We here at Dovea, we'd like to wish every bit of luck to all the farmers using sex semen. This is just a brief synopsis of the recommendations. If any farmer has questions or queries, feel free to contact us here in Dovea.
I hope you found that interesting. If you want any more information on the topic, please talk to your local Glanbia representative or log on to glanbiaconnect.com.